प्यार के पीछे छूटते यार बहुत ही कश्मीर देंगे।
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to take a look at a story that is coming out of India and Pakistan at the moment. They are exchanging blows after a deadly terrorist attack in Kashmir, and it could very well be the tipping point for a World War III style kind of conflict. And no one really thought or really put too much thought into India and Pakistan. India's been having a few border skirmishes with China. And, like with everything going on with Ukraine and Israel, Russia, all those places that have heated up over the last couple of years, India and Pakistan have kind of been on a low simmer. And the curry's getting hotter as the days go by, but this conflict here could spark a rather massive international incident. And if anyone's going to nuke each other, I'd put money on it being India and Pakistan. I mean, it wouldn't be a greatest loss if those two started launching nukes at each other. Both of them are nuclear capable countries. They have about 170 nukes each, 180 between them. India, I think, has 180. Pakistan has 172 or something like that. So they do have quite the deadly nuclear capability between the two, and definitely enough to cause quite a lot of bad radiation and bad. I mean, you can imagine the kind of poisons that would be put into the atmosphere if anyone ever nuked Delhi or nuked any of those cities over there, with the amount of human feces that'd be flying around in the air. But we're going to have a look at this story from ABC about the unfolding situation in India and Pakistan in the Kashmir border area. India and Pakistan soldiers exchanged fire in disputed Kashmir days after deadly attack. The troops of Pakistan and India have exchanged fire in a disputed Kashmir after the United Nations urged the nuclear-armed rivals to show maximum restraint following a deadly shooting in the region. Relations have plunged to the lowest levels in years, with India accusing Pakistan of supporting cross-border terrorism after gunmen killed 26 people at a scenic tourist hotspot. Islamabad has denied any involvement in the incident. Saeed Afshish Gilani, a government official of Pakistan-administered Kashmir, told the AFP on Friday that the troops exchanged fire along the line of control that separates the two countries. There was no firing on civilian population here. Oh, that's nice. India's army had confirmed that there had been limited firing on small arms, and said it had initiated by Pakistan, adding it had been effectively responded to. No injuries or fatalities have been reported. India's security forces have launched a manhunt for those responsible for the attack on Pahalgam on Tuesday, with police after naming 2 Pakistani nationals among 5 fugitive gunmen. On Friday, Indian troops blew up homes in Kashmir in their search and issued wanted posters and sketches of 3 men. Denying any involvement, Islamabad called attempts to link Pakistan to the Pahalgam attack frivolous and vowed to respond with any Indian action. Any threat in Pakistan's sovereignty and the security of its people will be met with firm reciprocal measures, or in all domains, a statement from the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a rare national security committee with the top military chiefs. Pakistan's Senate on Friday passed a resolution condemning a campaign by the Indian government to malign the Pakistani government. The Indus Waters Treaty. Now, India and Pakistan share several major rivers that flow from each region, and they have a treaty in place to make sure that those waters are never disrupted, because the amount of death and destruction that could rain on either country. These I think it's 6 different rivers of 6 different spots. They signed this treaty in the 1960s. This is after they split up in 1947, and it's been they've had 4 wars between them so far, and this treaty has survived all 4 wars. None of the waterways were destroyed or blocked or cut off or flooded. But this time it could be changing right now. I've seen reports on X that some flooding is occurring in Pakistan that could be caused by India releasing more water from their dams. And if that is the case, then this is really going to escalate, because the amount of just the sheer amount of people in India and Pakistan, if they were to cut off water or even flood an area, that could have massive repercussions and massive death tolls. I mean, there's billions of people in that small area. You can imagine what blowing up a dam or something like that, or even just flooding waters from a dam, or cutting off water to a population like that. You can imagine the death toll that could ensue from that. I say the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backer, Indian Prime Minister Modi said Thursday. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's Air Force and Navy both carried out military exercises on Thursday. US spokeswoman Stephanie Durak told reporters in the New York Times in New York, that the issues between the countries can and should be resolved peacefully through meaningful mutual engagement. We have very much appealed to both governments to exercise maximum restraint and ensure that the situation and the developments we have seen do not deteriorate any further, Ms. Durak said. Kashmir has been divided between India and Pakistan since their independence in 1947, with both claiming the territory in a full but governing separate portions of it. Rebel groups have waged an insurgency in India-controlled Kashmir since 1989, demanding independence or a merger with Pakistan. Indian police say that 3 gunmen are members of the Pakistani-based Lashkar-e-Taiba group, UN-designated terrorist organisation. They offered 2 million rupees, about $36,000 bounty for information leading to each man's arrest. A day after the attack, New Delhi suspended a water-sharing treaty, announced that the closure of the mainland border crossing with Pakistan, downgraded diplomatic ties and withdrew visas for Pakistanis. In response, Islamabad on Thursday ordered the expulsion of Indian diplomats and military advisors, cancelling visas for Indian nationals, with the exception of Sikh pilgrims, and closing the main border crossing from its side. So you can see them shutting down borders and revoking people's visas and passports and things like that, and kicking people out and blocking people from entering. It's not the end of the world here at the moment, but it very well could escalate from there. I don't see any of these conflicts around the world. I don't see anyone even trying to de-escalate any of these conflicts around the world. This could be a rather slippery slope for India and Pakistan. If they started a large-scale war, I don't think Pakistan would fare very well. But being a nuclear country, they will not be overrun by India because they have the nuclear deterrent. A war with nuclear nations can only go one or two ways. It'll either be small and confined. If it was like a complete all-out attack, then nuclear weapons would be used, and other countries would be stepping in rather quickly and shutting that down, especially the United States and China. I don't think they'd want to see a conflict, or even Russia at that point would want to see a conflict so close to their borders in China and Russia. But America definitely wouldn't want to see nuclear weapons flying across from nation to nation. And even if it is getting rid of Indians and Pakistanis, I mean, there's no love lost there. But that would not be allowed to happen. The UN would step in immediately, take control of said governments if they had to, and cause a national incident like that with launching nuclear weapons. The rest of the world, I think, would jump on them pretty bloody quickly. But it's always a risk, and I don't see why Pakistan and Pakistan generally is even allowed to have nuclear weapons. Probably a bit late now, but they do kind of cross the lines between a lot of countries, and they do have a friendly relationship with a lot of countries, where India, obviously does as well. But I think, Pakistan isn't Russia and Pakistan isn't North Korea. It's a lot more friendly to countries and UN and NATO and things like that than say somewhere like North Korea or Russia. Pakistanis also warned any attempt at India to stop the water supply from the Indus River could be an act of war. It seems that may have actually already started. It seems that India may be flooding some places in Pakistan. I can't confirm those reports. Literally just coming out on Twitter as of reading this story. But we'd have to wait and see. And blocking off water to Pakistan or India could be disastrous for either the country. I mean, they use them for, I think, 25% of their power generation. Hundreds of millions of people's lives are at stake here, and farming is, I think, the rivers generate about 25% of Pakistan's GDP, and any threat to that will be swiftly retaliated against. India considers its response, whatever little land these terrorists have, it is time to reduce it to dust, India's Prime Minister Modi said on Thursday. Faraglan makes a dramatic shift to the recent Kashmir rebel attacks, which typically target Indian security forces. Experts say the military response may still be in the pipeline. 2019, a suicide attack killed 41 Indian troops in Kashmir and triggered an Indian airstrike inside Pakistan, bringing the countries to the brink of an all-out war. India has taken its time to respond to the past attacks. The worst attack in recent years in the Indian-run Kashmir was run at Polma in 2019, where insurgents rammed a car packed with explosives into a police convoy, killing 40 and wounding 35. Indian fighter jets carried out airstrikes in Pakistan territory 12 days later. Now, India and Pakistan have quite a large military forces, just from Grok AI here, asking a few questions, but India has 1.4 million, nearly 1.5 million active personnel. Pakistan 654,000. Reserve 1.1 million, another 500,000 for Pakistan. Defense budget is nearly $80 billion for India, where it's only not even $8 billion in Pakistan. The tanks, 4,000 tanks for India, 2,000 for Pakistan. Armored vehicles, 150,000. Whether that's just jingle trucks, whatever they call them, jangle trucks over in India, 17,000 in Pakistan. 100 artillery, 662 artillery, 264 rockets. Total aircraft, this is where it'd come down to, it'd be aircraft, is 22 to 2,300 in India and 13 to 1,400 in Pakistan. Now, India's Air Force probably be a lot more equipped with the Rafale there, and Pakistan probably be a lot under-equipped, but they do have submarines as well. India has 2 aircraft carriers, I believe. Larger manpower budget and Blue Water Navy advanced missile tech is India's strategic advantage, and battle-hardened army, tactical nuclear weapons, and terrain familiarity. I mean, India and Pakistan go to war. No one's really going to win in that instance there, but I'd say it'd be a rather drawn-out war, and it'd be smaller paramilitary forces and like terrorist groups having a war. It'd be, it would. I don't see it ever resorting to nuclear weaponry, but if Pakistan was pushed and India pushed too far into Pakistan, and they were going to lose the country, lose the government there, I would see nuclear weapons flying. But I'd say that someone like China, Russia, and America would be stepping in at that point and pulling the reins on that kind of thing. But they are their own countries. These countries are large and massively large on their own right, just population size, and the military size as well. I mean, India is not to be trifled with, either as Pakistan at this point. But is this going to be the tipping point for World War III, or is this just a small skirmish and nothing really happened? I mean, we did a story a couple of years ago on China and the border conflicts with India there. But if something were to kick off in India that was on a large scale, I believe that would really set a fire under China to, make a move on Taiwan. I think Xi has said that he wants to take Taiwan by whatever means necessary by 2027, and that's 2 years away now. It's less than 2 years now, so it would take them at least 12 months to 2 years to even be getting to some sort of control over Taiwan, I'd say, unless something drastic was to happen. But is that going to accelerate his timeline if something like this kicked off in the area, or could it do the exact opposite, and China could see that promoting a safe and peaceful environment in that area could be to its benefit? Or they could use that as the cover to take steps into Taiwan and really put America in a position of whether they help Taiwan out or not. I mean, he could wait until Trump's out of office again and they get some sort of feckless Democrat in there like they had last when they had Biden in there. But I don't think anyone's going to pull any moves like that when Trump's in office. I mean, he would, I think he'd go all out on any kind of move on Taiwan at the moment. well, you know, he is a strange cat. He could even just change his view and say, look, it's not America. It's got nothing to do with us. We're going to build the chips here in America and leave Taiwan to it. Sorry, but you're all shit out of luck. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, we're going to keep a close eye on this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.